Hello, I was responding to your email and then I thought I should just make a quick video. So let me know if this does not work out. There are two resources, actually there's probably more, but there's two top resources for looking at impact factor. For the article that you were looking for, I'll use an example of my two favorites, but there's probably some other ones that we could look up, but this will probably satisfy the assignment that you're looking for. When you go into research databases at the Merit Library, remember you have to be logged in here. There are two that I like to look at for things like impact factor, the number of times that somebody cited it, or the journal that they published in, or the impact factor of the author themselves, are all things that you can find in these journals. First one, I think I showed this in class, was called Scopus under the letter S. Scopus is this one right here. When you go into Scopus, I've already done the search in quotes for a fragment of the title. When it's something that distinctive, that should get the whole thing. And in quotes, it looks for that whole thing attached together instead of keywords here and there. So I'm going to search for that. We're in Scopus. One thing that you should note is right over here it says number of times cited. That will be one of those things that changes one's impact factor. So if it was 0, that means no one cited the article, so that metric would go down. But there's other ways of looking at it, including the impact factor of the journal that it gets published in, how old the article is, the authors, and so on and so forth. It depends on your particular recipe. For Scopus, if you click on this, everything will be over here in this side called metrics. You can see the documents that it's cited by, related documents, but right here is field-weighted citation impact. If you want to know what that is, there's a lot of help menus in here, but if you just click on View All Metrics, I think you'll find more stuff in here. So there's the citations, and they look at the things that have cited the article itself to affect its impact. But there's more. There's a lot of data here. So that's one. Another one is under research databases. This is called Web of Science. It used to be called Web of Knowledge, Web of Science. Web of Science. And you can do the same search. This looks in a similar fashion where it's looking at how many times people have cited it and how highly cited the author and the journal are. And you can see they have that number of times cited. And when we go in, they have other metrics to look at too. I think on this one you might have to dig around a little bit more. And you can see who most recently cited it. Well, that's kind of cool. So there's metrics in here that you can dig around and click around. Learn more. Use in Web of Science. Web of Science and Scopus are two independent competitors doing similar things where they're connecting links between articles. There's more data fields. Cited references. I wonder if there's anything. Okay, so dig around. I like Scopus, but you might find this useful as well. If you look in Google Scholar, there's similar ones, but it's not as quantitative. It's a little more ambiguous, so I would go with these two. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'm happy to help out. Have a nice weekend.